You have my heart. Oh, I love the way you hold me. Smile will always be exactly like every day. The way you hold me. Your arms will always be like every day. Every day, every day. I love the way you hold me.
Welcome to Red and Bread.
I never let you say anything.
Oh, I'm sorry, sweetie. You can say it.
Welcome to Red and Bread.
You did a good job.
Thanks.
Hi, I'm Isaiah and I have a question for you. Should Christians just watch Christian movies?
That's a good question. Should Christians only watch Christian movies?
The question probably presupposes is that a Christian movie is a movie produced by a church, I guess, with the agenda of sharing the gospel or the agenda of underlining Christian values with movies. And so I think that's what, would you agree? Like, that's probably what.
Yeah.
Okay, because I mean, if it's just a movie made by a Christian, I mean, it could be any movie, right?
Yeah.
But then again, would you call the Temptation of Christ, or not the Temptation of Christ,
Passion.
That's not a Christian movie, but the Passion of the Christ, would you call that a Christian movie?
Yeah, see, well,
Because
maybe a Christian movie has to incorporate the gospel in it. That would be, maybe that's what Christian.
But is Fireproof a Christian movie?
That's the gospel.
Does it?
Oh, I guess the guy's leaning on the cross and stuff.
Yeah, it kind of does.
And he says like, oh, I'm in. The guy's like, I'm in. You know,
Yeah.
you're in.
But it's not like the gospel.
Yeah, it doesn't explain.
Clearly, no.
I was very impressed by Soul Surfer. Soul Surfer was a really good movie. Bethy, my wife, and I watched it on the plane. And which is sweet is that it's actually airing in commercial airlines. And it's a really compelling story, good acting, good budget. I would recommend that Christians watch that so that they can share the story with their friends. Their friends can watch it, and they can hear the gospel. Faith comes from hearing. Yeah.
So, but I don't know. I would say that it's definitely not the case that a Christian should only watch Christian movies.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that would be the case if by Christian movies you mean a movie that's appropriate for a Christian. Then I've also heard, and this might not be bad, but I've heard of a friend of mine who said, I'm not watching that movie. All his other Christian friends wanted to watch the movie. And he said, no, I'm not going to do it. And they all got mad at him and said he was judgmental. And he's like, I'm not judging you guys, I just don't want to watch this. And so there's always, the potential of that kind of controversy to come up, right? Where, because it's awkward, right? I mean, imagine you're in a group and there's 8 people, and then 7 of them are saying, I want to watch this movie, and you know that movie is something that God doesn't like, and what's the standard of what a Christian should do? I'm not talking about legalism, I'm just talking about what should we do. So I guess, if a Christian movie is a movie that, to sum up, right, if a Christian movie is a movie that is made by a church for the intention of sharing Christian values and sharing the gospel, I would say no, it's not necessary, right? But if it means a movie that is acceptable to Christians, like that follows Christian, that doesn't violate Christian values, then I would say that yes, they should only watch movies.
That which is edifying to them.
Yeah.
It's not hurting their relationship with God.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going? My name's Hayden, and this is Elaine, and we're just here to talk about Switchfoot on the Converge magazine, which Craig gave us a while ago and just told us to come up with something. So, Switchfoot just came out with a new album. I'm not entirely sure what it's called. I've listened to it. Vice Versus. Yeah, and it's pretty good. It's not like anything else they've done. It's a little bit more funky. Anyways, there's this article, and it's by Cheryl Lee, and it's just an interview with a couple of the band members.
The article talks a lot about like where they've come from and how they got where they are. Like their first couple albums were just kind of like pop, like fun albums, and they've gotten a lot deeper with their lyrics and a lot more real, I think.
Yeah, and as they don't say, like, we're a Christian band, but we're just a band, kind of like, I'm not like a Christian barista or a Christian fencer. I'm just like, it's just what I do. I am a Christian, and that's just part of my life. And that's what they say. It's like being Christian is their life, and this music that they do is just a part of it. It's not like they make Christian music. They're musicians who are Christians.
Our friend Megan is going to a rock show.
Rock show, that'd be cool. Yeah, one of the bands is called Functopus, and the other one's called Rockocod or something. Rococode. I don't. Yeah, it's hard to pronounce. Yeah. Anyways, they played at Rifflandia, so if you went, you might have heard them. And she's friend with the lead singer of Functopus, so she's gonna have an interview for us, and it should be awesome.
Yep.
I wish I had a dollar for every time they say, don't you miss the feeling music gave you back in the day?
So, so you're worship leader at Glad Tidings, and Jason Nassichuk, worship leader at the place, occasional worship leader, was singing with you in there, which is pretty cool. So, we were talking about Switchfoot, and reading an article where they were interviewed, and they mentioned how they're Christian guys in a band, but they wouldn't call themselves a Christian band because they feel that would box people out. Yeah, worship leader, but then you come and play in groups like this where like Johnny Andrews goes to the place, and Sean, I know they used to play in Starfield as well.
Yeah.
So what do you think about like that quote with
Well,
Switchfoot?
this is I would guess that Switchfoot's function and purpose is a little bit different than Functopus, in that they're all Christians doing something very intentional in a non-Christian market, whereas Functopus is Christian guys who play a lot of Christian music, sneaking an outlet in doing some straight up silly dance numbers.
It's moving, people. I ain't your man. Do what you wanna do. Now I can tell ya who to suck it to. 'Cause it's your band. Do what you wanna do.
I wouldn't ever pretend that it was anything close to the well-purposed, intentional function that Switchfoot is. It's more just fun. I mean, it's neat to explore different musical avenues, always doing the same thing, and church music and corporate worship is wonderful, it's beautiful, it's rich, and there's lots of room for exploration musically, creatively, but this is just the music that we played tonight is another form that would never ever really fly in a worship service. And so, but it's still music, it's still God's creation, it's still enjoyable, and it's still, yeah.
Yeah, good answer.
Let's go, September, Earth, Wind, and Fire. About James, and the sun's gonna take you higher. Mama keys and drugs, to make a roll sweet jam. Take your pick, take it for the soul band.
Yeah, so Christian bands, like what makes a band Christian? What makes a person
Apparently
a Christian?
they're labeled.
Yeah, apparently a label. So, are you living like a Christian, or are you just labeled a Christian? Think about it. Because that's important. Because you don't want to just be wearing this label, but it's wrong.
The wrong label.
Yeah.
My dad always said labels belong on boxes.
Not people.
He didn't say the last part though.
If it ain't dirty, then that's the G. What? The listen, 'cause you gotta be HD.